Russia's aggression. Dear Billy B Cup. Dude, I'll take a B Cup. I would love to be a B Cup. All right, I think I'm a full C at this point. I'm a looker. English is my third language, so apologies for my linguistic fuck-ups in advance. Stop showing off, dude. The fact that you could write that sentence in another, your third language, aren't you fucking fancy? I'm jealous. I'm admitting it. All right. It's hilarious to listen to Americans' view of the Russian-Ukraine, air quote, conflict. You know what, buddy? It's fucking hilarious to listen to you dumb cunts talk about our fucking country. You live on the other side of the world. You don't know what the fuck's going on over here. I am so sick of people in other countries acting like they're not a bunch of fucking mouth-breathing morons that are at the mercy of whatever information that they're getting. All right? So fuck you and your fucking three languages that I'm impressed with. Just give me the information. I get it. We're on a fucking island over here, man. The fuck do you know about the NHL? Nothing. I'm not going to give you shit about it. All right. Are you comparing the National Hockey League to international policies and possible war? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You know why? Because that's how awesome it is over here. All right. Anyways, he's giving us shit here. In fact, it's a ongoing war since 2014. Oh, I watched this documentary. I thought you guys all went on Facebook and told the Russians to go home, and they were so embarrassed that they did. That didn't happen? Russia was the one who invaded the Ukraine. Americans are forgetting that there is more than just Western imperialism. No, we're not forgetting that. We're just not up on the Ukraine. You guys haven't had a hit in a while. Okay? Win a fucking World Cup or bomb somebody, and then we'll know more about you. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, you're like a punk band. You're like the punk band version of a country over there. You know, that's how it fucking works. Why don't you intelligently talk to me about some countries that I can't even name in South America? Listen, buddy, I have world news on mute, okay? I can't listen to this shit. I can't watch human beings. I hate that Russia's doing this shit to you, all right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't have all the fucking facts. I'm an ocean away from you. Americans are forgetting that there is... Jesus Christ, you're going to make a great wife someday. You just stay on topic. Just keep berating. Americans are forgetting that there is more than just, Western imperialism. There are also Russian and Chinese. Look at the Chinese getting some shit there. All right, for once it's not just us. I have lived next to Russia all my life. Dude of the chicks is hot, as they say. Sorry, I'm just going to ask dumb American questions. We are used to Russia bullying its neighbor all the time. Russians' divide and conquer policies are forcing countries to join NATO. Finland, for example, which, by the way, defeated Russia in World War II, right? But they were in bed with old fucking H-Town over there, so they still had to give up part of their country. They won that one, fair and square. Finland, for example, is usually pretty neutral in its geopolitical stage. That's probably because they won a war and still had the loss because of the fucking broad they got in bed with in World War II. But now the support to join is raising. Also, what seems to be lost to most people is that NATO had joined military exercises with Russia in the 90s. What do you mean they joined them? I thought it was just a bunch of suits telling people what to do. I'll be honest with you. What is that? The North American Treaty Organization? You know how many times I've said NATO like I knew what I was talking about? That violates the NATO fucking agreement. Because I heard somebody say that. NATO meaning. All right, here we go. North American Treaty Organization. All right. Oh, this was to avoid any more world wars. Well, get mad at the fucking Germans for throwing 2 keggers last fucking century. They're the reason this fucking thing exists. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in 1949 by the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations to provide collective security against the Soviet Union. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. I thought it was the Germans. NATO was the first peacetime military alliance the United States entered into outside of the Western Hemisphere. After the destruction of the Second World War, the nations of Europe struggled to rebuild their economies and ensure their security. The former required a massive influx of aid to help the war-torn landscapes reestablish industry and produce food, and the latter required assurances against a resurgent Germany or incursions from the Soviet Union. The United States viewed an economically strong, rearmed, and integrated Europe as vital to the prevention of communist expansion across the continent. So look at that. We came over and we helped you rebuild and protected you against Russia. And what do you guys do? How do you repay us? You just make a bunch of fat jokes. How quickly you fucking sons of bitches forget. All right, sorry. I didn't know any of that 2 seconds ago. I think I had to memorize that one time for a test. So no, NATO is not to blame in this case. Well, then why did I just read all of that shit? Wait. Okay, NATO had joined military exercises with Russia. Oh, wait a minute. They were, oh, now I get it. They were organized to stop these guys, and now they're in bed with them? This is like a soap opera. Since Putin, oh God, what a hockey player he is, in power, has been refusing any cooperation. So no, NATO is not to blame in this case. In fact, it's the only deterrent to Russia land grabbing more land. Just out of curiosity, how much bigger does Russia have to get? I mean, they're like a superstore, except they're a country. They're fucking gigantic. Is that because so much of it is snow? Wait a minute. Does global warming? Oh my God, Russia's going to be amazing. All of that shit, and then you can't send people to Siberia. That's like going to be like sending them to the fucking Bahamas. Wait, are you going to tell me that Russia's behind global warming at the end of this? All right, I'm just going to keep going here. P.S. Soviets were the one calling everyone disagreeing with them fascists, a.k.a. Nazis, before the SJWs. What are the SJWs? Oh, Jesus Christ. Internetslang.com. SJW. Single jerk women. What does that mean? Oh, social justice warriors. Oh, yeah, I know. It's fucking... As a liberal, it's really... Those guys are the most embarrassing of the liberals. They're the Jerry Springer guest of liberals. Thanks for the content and go fuck yourself. All right, I know I gave you a lot of shit. I appreciate you and your 3 fucking languages and for breaking that down. I bet a lot of my listeners understood a lot more than I did. So Russia's been fucking with the Ukraine since 2014. They invaded the Ukraine. The Americans are forgetting, okay, blah, blah, blah. Russia's divide and conquer policies are forcing countries to join NATO. Why would they want them to join NATO? Wait, did Russia eventually join NATO? The way drug companies put their own people in the FDA? Is that what happened? Hold on a second. NATO members. Okay, Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, Netherlands, North Macedonia. Oh, those Southern Macedonians, they don't want to be part of anybody's party. Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Turkey, United Kingdom, and the United States. Wait a minute. So who the fuck did they grease? Oh, because they're dividing and conquering people, this is making countries join NATO. Oh, all right. I'm sorry for everybody who's been screaming that at me for the last 5 minutes in your car. Whatever. It's got to make you feel better. This is all. I'm just here to make you guys feel better. I just want to make you laugh. I want to make you feel smarter. Just to begin your week. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do here. Ukraine/Russia. Dear Billy Two-Tone. I don't even know what that means. I like it. Tommy Two-Tone. 8675309. The Russia-Ukraine issue was misrepresented last week in an email you read. The U.S. is using NATO to put pressure on Russia. Russia is flexing the way we do in the Middle East, which is why people think it's hypocritical for the U.S. to act like they care. Well, no one cares. No one cares. No one cares. People care about themselves. That's what I have learned in my travels. And people that really care about other people are not really have any sort of sense of power, and they actually understand life more so than people who are in power. Or maybe I'm oversimplifying being in a powerful position. There's just a lot of fucked up people out there, and they like power, and they get it, and then they do fucked up shit, right? I know the U.S. doesn't care. U.S. didn't give a shit about Americans in like hurricanes. They don't. I get it. I get it. Both D and R, they don't give a shit about people with mental illness. They shut down all the fucking nut houses and just threw those people out on the street. They're living under bridges. It's fucking crazy. I understand that. Both D and R parties, Democratic and Republican parties, are pushing for this mobilization of NATO troops. Funny how military action is the only thing both parties can ever agree on. And the fun part, that's how they make their money. And the fun part about this hot topic is that if you speak against the use of troops and mobilizations, you're somehow pushing Russian propaganda. Well, what are they supposed to do? I think you have psychos running both countries, and they know what either side's going to do, and they want to be the psycho that's in charge. That's what I think. Is that what you think, Bill? No. It's just the first thing I thought of, and then I said it.